Hello there and welcome to the Card Grotto. Today I have a review of the Gemini FoilPress machine to share with you. This machine was sent to me from Crafter's Companion in return for a review, but this review, as always, will be completely honest. They have no idea what I'm going to say, but let me just say from the start, I really do like this machine. So the machine in the UK retails for approximately £95 at the moment. So this is more of an investment piece. It retails about the same price, like I say, as the Gemini Junior machine here in the UK. That's obviously going to differ where you are in the world, and I do apologise that I don't have the figures for how much it costs elsewhere. But this is kind of like the starter kit, and this is the global version. So when you open up the box, you first get some different packaging and things like that. I have taken that out already. And then you get some power cords. So this power cord in particular, I have no idea where it's for. And then you have the British power cord as well. And then I'm assuming in the US you probably would just get a US version, but I think other places in the world you may get this box with the global version. So then you've got the main pieces here. So this first package is some plates. So first of all, you've got a piece of paper here that says to register your foil press, and then you've got a metal shim, and then you've got the top plate there as well. And then you've got the Gemini FoilPress user guide, and this is really helpful because it's got all of the different timing for the heat settings and things like that at the front. And then it also tells you what's in the box, and it gives you some instructions on how to actually use the machine and the safety features and warnings and things like that as well. Next up is this other package here. So like I said, this is the global version, but I do believe that the US version does come with some slightly different things. So first of all, you've got those magnetic tweezers, and these are really helpful to pick up the dies. This one then comes with a roller of gold foil. I believe in the US version you get 3 different colours of foil, but this one you just get the one of the gold. Then you've got these finger grips here. I didn't use them in this video. They are made so that they sort of protect your fingers if you want to pick up the plates. Personally, I didn't find the plates to be too hot that I couldn't pick them up, and I am a weakling when it comes to heat, let me tell you. And so, but for me, the plate just got warm. It didn't really heat up that much, so I didn't really use those. And then this is the silicone mat that you would put the dies on afterwards. If they're hot, you don't want to maybe have a problem with any surfaces or anything like that. And then you get some dies as well, and like I said, I think the US version comes with some different dies, but this is the global version, and this comes with 1 stamp and cut die, so you get 2 in a pack, the sort of frame there and then the corner piece as well. And this is just the normal foil dies, and that's just got 3 little ones in there as well. And then this is the main foil press machine. So you've got that base station, and then this is the platform. This is the piece that you take out and run that through the die cutting machine. So the Gemini foil press is made to be used with the Gemini Junior machine or the Gemini machine. So this is the base station. You've got 3 different heat settings here. You've got high, medium and low. Then you've got the numbers to add in the time settings. Then you've got a start and a reset button. And then the platform just pops into that at the top. So you need to plug this section into the mains. So I have plugged it in. There is a switch on the side to turn it on as well. And when you press the on button, it automatically goes to the lowest heat setting. And this is the one that you actually would probably use the most, and the one that I use throughout the video. It will come with a light on, like a red light next to that setting, and that means that you need to let the machine heat up for about 2 or 3 minutes for the first time that you use it, when you want to switch it on from cold. So my light is now green. I've had it on for a couple of minutes to heat up, and I'm using those foil dies, the kind of foil, the normal foil dies I suppose that comes with the machine. I've checked to see how long I need to heat them up for, and I'm using this on what I would say is a medium die. They are actually 2 little dies, but because the dies themselves, I thought maybe 2 of them together might make a medium die. So I checked that, and that was about 15 seconds. So I popped that into the countdown there at the top and then press start, and it does beep when you start it. and then when it counts down and it's finished counting down, it beeps again to let you know that it's heated up. So those dies are now heated up, and I'm going to take a piece of foil and place that over the top, and you want it the nice shiny side down. Then I have a piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to place that top plate back over the top, and it kind of, there's a dent at the top of the plate here, the platform, and that's where you want to line that up at the top. And then I can remove that platform out of this and run that through the die cutting machine. Now, it was a little bit difficult for me to do this on camera, I do have to be honest with you. I had to keep moving my Gemini Junior machine in and out, so I do apologise for that. But in real life, when you're not on camera, there was absolutely no problem at all with sort of having them side by side. So I'm just turning on the Gemini Junior here and running that through. Now, I know that I'm going to get questions about can you use this in other die cutting machines. They have made it to use particularly with the Gemini Junior because the other foiling, the hot foiling machines that are on the market cannot be used with the Gemini Junior. So they've made it for that purpose. So they have said that you can't really use it in any other machines. I believe that some people have maybe mentioned that it does work at the Big Shot, but I don't have a Big Shot. I'm not going to try it out, and I don't know if it voids the warranty if you do use it with other machines. So I do just want to mention that. So I've got that through, that's run through the Gemini Junior now, and I'm just going to remove that top plate, and then I can remove the cardstock, and that foil is now placed on top. I can lift that off, and as you can see, it's debossed into the cardstock. It's a really pretty impression, really nice and beautiful impression, no sort of missed areas or anything like that. And with these dies, they kind of deboss it so it gives it a letterpress look, which I think is really, really pretty. So next I'm going to take those dies off. So these are magnetic tweezers. You kind of push them together and it lifts off the die, and then you open them and then it kind of releases the die back onto that silicone plate, which is really good. I do just want to mention that this is the first time I'm using the machine on camera. I don't generally like to do that, but there is a little bit of a time crunch with me trying to get this done. So ordinarily, I would have a bit more time to play with it, but for this case, I'm doing it on camera for the first time. But then you can actually see how easy it is to use as well. So next, I'm going to use one of these Stamp and Cut dies that came with the machine. So the outside edge actually cuts like a normal die, and then the inside portion with that intricate design is where we're going to have the foiling. So I turned off my machine in between getting this one ready and the last one. So that's where that red light is, and once it goes green, it's heated up enough so that you can start using the machine. So to cut with any dies you want to use in this machine, you want to use that Gemini, this is the metal shim that comes with the Gemini FoilPress. I'm then adding the die on top, and then I'm adding that top plate again. And I'm going to check my user guide to see how long I need to heat this up for. So I'm using the foil, stamp and cut die section. I'm going on with what I call a medium sized die, and for this I need to do this for 45 seconds. So I'm just pressing that plus mark on the second section, making sure that that gets to 45 seconds, and then I'm going to press start, and that's beeped at me so that I know that it's starting. And in this time, while it's counting down the 45 seconds, I can get the foil ready and things like that, make sure that I'm ready to go. I don't think that it would be too much of a problem if you didn't have everything ready straight away. I don't think that the plate cools down too quickly that you don't have, any time to be able to then run it through the die cutting machine. But it's quite nice that you've got that time just to get things ready. So I do just want to mention here that you need to use foil that you can use with a hot foiling machine. So Crafter's Companion has made foil specifically for this machine, but you can't use things like deco foil or anything like that. It needs to be ones that you use with the hot foiling machine. So that's counted down the 45 seconds. I can remove that top plate, and then I'm going to add the foil on top. And again, I'm going to place this nice side down. I've got my cardstock here that I'm placing on top. And then for cutting, you want to use the metal shim that comes with the Gemini Junior. So you've got two metal shims here. The one at the bottom is with the foil press machine, and the one at the top is with the Gemini Junior machine. and then I'm going to add the top plate on top. Again, for the purposes of the video, I'm just going to move the FoilPress machine out of the way and bring in the Gemini Junior machine. But you wouldn't obviously need to do this if you weren't on camera. So I can remove the platform out of the base station, and I'm going to run that through the Gemini Junior. And I want to make sure that those plates don't go over the top of where it says to on that platform. My plates did shift here, the top plates. I didn't sort of add a finger or anything like that over them to make sure that they were going in okay, but I will do that in future. That's where those little finger grips come into place, so that you don't obviously hurt your hands if it gets too hot. For me, they didn't really get hot or anything like that. It's just sort of on the warm side, but I think they do say that you should really use them, so I do just want to mention that. So I'm just removing those shims there, and then I can take the die cut out of the die, and I'm just using those tweezers for that. So as you can see, it's cut really nicely, that frame, and then you've got the foil over the top, and I can just remove that foil, and it's left a really nice impression. Again, it's got a really good impression, no missed areas or anything like that. I did get a bit of excess foil on where it actually cut, but I found that I can just use a fingernail to sort of remove that, or you could use a sand eraser or a normal eraser, and that gets rid of that really easily. That came off really nicely. So this again is using the Stamp and Cut dies from Crafter's Companion, but where I'm really excited is that you can use any type of thin metal dies with this. So this is the Eliza Snowflake from Simon Says Stamp. I'm placing that onto my plate here. My machine again is still hot. I haven't turned it off at this point or anything, so the green light is still on. I've kept the heat setting at the lowest point. And then I'm going to bring this down here to the 15-second mark. So this is a medium-sized die, I'm saying it is, and I'm going to heat onto 300 GSM cardstock, and that is about 15 seconds. So I've placed that plate over the top, and this seals in the heat so that it heats up the die really nicely. The countdown has gone down from 15 seconds and it's beeped at me to tell me that it's done. So I can just remove that top plate again. I can add my foil on top, nice side down. I've got a piece of white cardstock here, placing that over the top. And then I can add that top plate back on. And again, for the purposes of the video, I'm just going to move the foil press out of the way and get my Gemini Junior back in. So you can actually heat onto the foil onto loads of different surfaces. You could do it onto leather, you can do it onto acetate, onto fabric, onto ribbon, anything you want to. And there are two different types of foil that you can use with this. There is the Papercraft foil, and then there's also the multi-surface foil as well, which you can use for loads of different things, like I said, leather and fabric and things like that. So it's really versatile, this machine, to use with loads of different surfaces. I'm mainly going to use it with cardstock, but I do like that I could use it with lots of different mediums as well. So I'm just removing that top plate. I can take the piece of cardstock off, and again that has debossed into the cardstock, that foil, and it's just so pretty. This personally is probably my preferred method of how I'm going to use the machine. I really like that sort of delicate outline of the foil. I just think it's so pretty. I'm not a big fan of foiling in general, which is a little bit strange considering I'm reviewing a foiling machine, but this application I just think it's really pretty, especially really nice for just really clean and simple cards. I really like that look. So next I wanted to see if I can foil onto a die cut. Now you could obviously just cut out of foil cardstock or glitter cardstock or anything like that, but I don't have foil cardstock. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of foil, so I wanted to see if I can actually use it in this machine. So I've timed it so that it's going to be about 45 seconds to heat up my cardstock. I've cut that Eliza die, sorry, from Simon Says Stamp, from some white cardstock, and I'm going to heat up that cardstock. So instead of heating up a die, I'm going to heat up the cardstock. Now you may want to play around with how long you want to heat this up for. I went with 45 seconds, but it may need a bit longer. I did find that I got more of a distressed look than sort of a perfect impression. That may be because I need some more shims in it, or it may be because I need to heat it up for longer. It's a little bit difficult to say, being this is the first time I've actually used this machine, but I'm going to have a lot of fun sort of playing around and seeing how it works the best. Like you've seen at this point, I'm just cutting out my foil, making sure that that's ready to go. And that countdown is counting down the 45 seconds. And when it gets to 0, it's going to beep to tell me that it's heated up. So that's heated up, and I can remove that top plate. I'm going to place the foil on. Now, like I said, this is the first time I've tried this, so ordinarily, as we've been doing, we've placed the foil nice side down, and that is the correct way to do it. But because I don't have a die and I'm not placing this onto some white cardstock that's going to go on top, I actually want the foil to be the other way around. So thankfully I realised this before I placed the cardstock on top. So I've now got the foil upside down and it's the nice side up. I'm then going to place a piece of cardstock over the top. I wasn't sure if the excess foil might get anywhere or anything like that. It didn't, but I just used that piece just in case. But actually it worked out quite well. And then I used the magnetic shim that comes with the Gemini Junior as well, just as a shim. But like I say, I may want to add in a bit more shim just to get sort of the thickness of the sandwich a little bit thicker, so that it gives a bit more of I'm trying to think of the word here, so it's a bit thicker, you have a bit more pressure onto that die cut. So I'm just running that through the Gemini Junior machine. Just removing that, and then I can move the Gemini Junior out of the way. And then pick up that top plate and then the shim as well. Lift up that cardstock shim. And then when I lift up the foil, it brings up the die cut with it. And I can just remove that. And like I said, I got a bit more of a distressed look, which is pretty in itself. It wasn't necessarily the look I was going for. So I'm going to try that out a few more times just to see how that works if I add a bit more pressure onto it with some shims, or also maybe heat up the cardstock a little bit more. So that was a look at me playing around with the Gemini FoilPress. I am planning on doing a few more videos with it, with some actual projects in mind, but I just wanted to have a play with it to start with so I can give you my view on the machine. I do really like it. I have no experience of using any other hot foil machines, so I have nothing to compare to, but personally I think this is really nice. I really like that it works with the Gemini Junior because I do really like that die cutting machine. So links to the products that I've mentioned will be in the description bar on YouTube and also over on my blog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.